What's up, everyone? Welcome on back to the channel. Happy Halloween. It is holiday season, not holidays like December, Christmas, Hanukkah. No, it's Halloween holiday season. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. I hope that you're having a wonderful day out there. What are we doing today to celebrate? Well, we're having ourselves a little bit of Reign in Blood, rather. Slayer. We're going to do a full album listen here, right now, right here, like I just said. Anyways, I hope you guys are here for it. I hope that you are ready to dive on into the album. I've been wanting to listen to this album for a long time, and it just so happened that I've waited long enough, and I was like, you know, I might as well just keep it for Halloween. Anyways, this is their third studio album, released 1986. Now, in regards to Slayer, I have never heard anything by them except for the track Reign in Blood. That is a great track, but it's the only one I've ever heard from them as far as I know. So all of this material here will be all new to me. What I thought was also kind of interesting is that for as many songs are on here, like a typical amount, 10 tracks, it's kind of a short album, 34 minutes. Actually, not even, 28 minutes. Actually, we're clocking in at 28 minutes, but I'm assuming it's going to be hard, it's going to be fast, it's going to be aggressive, it's going to be thrashy, it's going to be everything that you want. So hope that you guys are here for it. While I have your attention, and before we dive in, I'm going to use my viewership to suggest a band to recommend some music to you as you recommend music to me. And I've mentioned this band plenty of times before, and you know what? I would like to give them another plug because I enjoy them and they just came out with a new album. That's going to be the band Blood Ceremony. I highly recommend that you listen to them. I'm going to post a link below in the description. They just came out with a new album recently, like I said, and I think that you guys will enjoy it. A little bit of that 70s hard rock, metal-esque, kind of psychedelic-esque, lots of flute, like lots of organ. Some of you guys have said that you love them as well, and I hope that you enjoy them. I'll put some links down below. Check out their music. Let them know who sent you and where you came from. But right now, I don't want to send you anywhere. I want to keep you right here where you are. Let's go ahead and dive into the first track here on the album. That's going to be Angel of Death. We are starting off with Angel of Death. Let's go ahead and let it run, let it rip. We'll talk about it after. Oh, I'm excited. Hope that you guys are as well. Let's go. It's coming. Love the tongues from way beyond, way down in Denver. Is that a voice? That is. That was a shriek. Can't even headbang that fast. Can't helicopter. Ooh, when they dive into this heavier double kick moment, I love how it gets that much heavier. This is your break before you break your neck. Headbang into this.
Pushing through your eyes, burning flesh, drips away. Test the heat, precious, can you end of your wide awake nightmare with the pain. Reach out for you. His face of death staring down, your blood's running cold. Checking cells, dying eyes, feeding on the screams of the mutant he's creating. Pathetic, harmless victims left to die. Rancid, interlope death, flying free.
I like the direction between the slower, heavier riffs and then back into the kind of quicker tempo pace. Now that's a crash course. I love that. I love that tone. And hear the second guitar just ripping quickly underneath. How many guitars are in here? Just one. Oh, two. Dirty there.
March to the kingdom of the dead. Infamous butcher, agent of death. Agent of death.
Hold on. Let's back this up for a second. Back up with me. Come in. 1986. 1986. Oh, how heavy and dirty and just downright thrashy, throw you down into the streets, into the sewers, and you, just the anger, the passion inside of it. Okay, from the opening shriek of this track, I can't even begin to fathom that note, I can't even do it, but just with that shriek, there is a chill that begins with that. And of course, the heavy music underneath. Love the pounding of the drums, the way that the guitar and the music as a whole, but really the guitar transitions between those slower kind of breakdown-ish riffs and then just go straight speed metal. Just thrashing, right? The drums following great suit in that. I love the moment when the double kick comes in. It feels so impactful here. You know, I think that in a lot of metal music, I would say, let's just say modern, for lack of a better word. In a lot of metal music, of course you got the double kicks. They're doing their thing tons of times. But a lot of times it's like, it doesn't have the same impact. Even though it may be arguably heavier, faster, and more aggressive. But there's something about the way that here, Angel of Death with Slayer, or even just older metals, I mean Black Sabbath and Motorhead, and you know, where the double bass drum just, it has a presence that's undeniable, unfathomable, and it just changes the music around it. It invites the audience to capitulate and just get down, right? But like I said, I'm not, you know, pitting old metal versus new metal. It all sounds cool, but I'm just saying I like the presence when I hear it in older songs like this. These solos at the end, I love it because one guitar is just riffing, riff. Try it again. It's rhythm guitar, but rhythmic riffing. They're in the back, and then the solos, the wow. Just hitting those higher pitched tones that I love that sound. It makes my hair stand up. It sounds like panic and paranoia and anguish. And in the form of music, that's fantastic. It sounds great. Especially how it kind of, in a sense, mimics the opening screen. That's just good stuff. This is a great track that I'm pretty sure is about Hitler. Let's dive into these lyrics here, huh? But it's no heads we're dancing. Auschwitz. The meaning of pain, the way that I want you to die. Slow death, immense decay, showers that cleanse you of your life. Okay, obviously the lyrics are dark, but guess what? This is real. This is based on real history, of course. So I love the way that they write the lyrics and how it's so direct. It's so graphic in a sense with its detail. It paints a picture that shouldn't be forgotten. I think these are great lyrics here. Forced in like cattle you run, stripped of your life's worth. Human mice for the angel of death, 400,000 more to die. Or it could be talking about one of Hitler's generals, like, is it Goebbels, I believe was his name? Did you guys ever see the boy with the striped pajamas? Oh, the ending on that one. Angel of death, monarch to the kingdom of the dead. That's such a great, like, lyric. Like, think about the idea. Like, this person, army, whatever it could be, this person in charge, and who's doing such heinous acts that won't ever be forgotten, and the title that's given to that person or to that group, angel of death, monarch to the kingdom of the dead. Doesn't that just hit? Like, I don't know. Sadistic surgeon of demise, sadist of the noblest blood, destroying without mercy to benefit the Aryan race. Surge you with no anesthesia, feel the knife pierce you intensely, inferior, no use to mankind, strapped down, screaming out to die. Of course, referencing all the different experiments and things that would take place there during the Holocaust in the camps and such. Now, what was interesting, there's a word in here that I've never heard of, and I would like to look it up. So in the fourth verse, seas of blood bury life, smell your death as it burns deep inside of you. Abyssinate, I think that's how he said it. Abyssinate, eyes that bleed. Let's look that word up. You know, it's always good to have some new learned knowledge. I think my word of the day. Yeah, there you go. I missed what it just said, but all right. Abassination is a form of corporal punishment or torture in which the victim is blinded by infliction of intentional damage to the eyes. Damage can be in the form of removal of the eyes, the eyelids, slitting of the eyes, burning, excessive pressure, chemical burns, nerve injury, or brain damage. Well, listen, sometimes it's better that you learn and you know. Praying for the end, your wide-awake nightmare, wings of pain reach out for you, his face of death staring down, your blood's running cold, injecting cells. It goes on from there. This is just not holding back, and why should it be held back? Why should it be censored anyway? Why did I just close my page? I need those lyrics. I don't know why I closed the page. All right, there's a Wikipedia page for this particular track. It says, this one, it was written by Jeff Hanneman, one of the guitarists here in the band. They detail the Nazi physician Joseph Mengele's human experiments at Auschwitz. Angel of Death led to accusations of Nazis sympathizing and racism against the band, which they vigorously denied, but which followed them throughout their early career. Despite the controversy and resulting delay in the release of the album, it remained a live favorite and has appeared on all their live albums. Okay, I don't know the year, so I might be a little bit wrong. I know like the Satanic Panic and like there was a little bit more pearl clutching, it seems, back in the 80s and such, with like music like this and rap and stuff coming out. But I don't know. I would think that you would be able to read the lyrics and understand that they're just describing history, not necessarily encouraging or they're not pushing that agenda, so to speak, in a way of like, hey, yes, no. They're like, hey, this is what happened, no, kind of thing. It says that Jeff Hanneman wrote this after reading books about Joseph Mengele while on tour. He said that he remembered stopping someplace where I bought 2 books on him. I thought, this has got to be some sick S. So when it came to time to do the record, that stuff was still in my head, and that's where the lyrics of Death came, or the lyrics for Angel of Death came from. There's a lot of controversy about this song. There's a whole little paragraph or 2 here for it. Like I said, it was refused to be released. It was deemed too graphic, alongside of the artwork of the album, which, by the way, the artwork, it has this really interesting surrealist kind of dolly artwork going on, which I think actually looks really cool. To be honest, that artwork looks kind of nice. I think that's really interesting. He says, this is from Hanneman. I feel you should be able to write about whatever you want. Angel of Death is like a history lesson. I'd read a lot about the Third Reich and was absolutely fascinated by the extremity of it all. And a situation where Mengele could evolve from being a doctor to a butcher. And yeah, there is an interest, I guess you could say, about it. But like I said, it's not like they were promoting that, in their song here. Anyways, fantastic stuff. Let's go ahead and move on into the next track here. Let me pull it up. That's going to be Piece by Piece, which is followed by Necrophobic, Scared of the Dead. So those 2 songs are pretty short. I'll just let them run together. Let's go ahead and let it go. Crunchy. He's
Soon as life has left your call, I'll make you part of me. No emotion, death is all I see. Marginalistic terror.
I like those little stops.
About sadistic peace. The only way to exit is going piece by piece. Bones and blood lie on the ground. Rotten limbs lie dead. Decapitated bodies found on my warrior head. On your trail, I close
Okay,
the
Ned
gap
Stark.
of a life that soon won't be. No emotion, flesh is all I need.
See? Oh, that drumming is killer.
Send you to your makeup. Confront the gods you see. A flash of red upon your chest. Safety out of reach. You have no choice of lawful deformation will not see. I'll rip it back to those that remember destiny.
I love that little Spitfire rap that you hear in that.
Marginalistic terror. About sadistic beast. There's only one way out of here. Piece by piece.
Oh, that's a burner.
Strangulation, mutilation, gas to the brain. Liberty, appetite from mind deranged. Asphyxiation, suffocation, gasping for air. Explain to me the feeling after sitting in the chair.
He's singing like he's running out of breath.
Ripping apart, severing flesh, gouging eyes, tearing limb from limb. Bruising the cold fashion, truly gay. Execution needs a future body right away. Snatch it into zero vision, loss of our side. Gaze into the body, your life becomes defined.
He's going.
Ripping apart, severing flesh, gouging eyes, tearing limb from limb.
Why you gotta pull it back like that? You know? Damn.
Strangulation, mutilation, gas on the brain. Limitation, appetite from the mind deranged. Asphyxiation, suffocation, gasping for air. Explain to me the feeling after sitting in the chair. Snatch position, zero vision, loss of vital sign. Gaze into the body, roll the life becomes your plan. Necrophobic, can't control the paranoia. Scared to die.
Oh, come on. Okay. If it's your first time here, then you've never heard me say this. If it's not your first time here, you've heard me say this. All right, I'm not a guitarist, so I don't know anything about all that, right? How do you... Listen, this is going to sound stupid, and I don't mean for it to sound stupid. This is just pure ignorance in a musical standpoint. When you're playing like a guitar, which has at least 6 strings on it, how are you riffing so fast across all of those strings? Like, how are you getting that speed? To me, that just sounds so hard to... I've tried playing guitar. It's not for me. But, like, just to have the dexterity, the coordination, to hit it all at the same time and to make it sound good, and to go fast with it like that, that's incredible to me. All right, lead singer. That's going to be Tom Araya. In Necrophobic, he's rapping. He's just throwing it out there. You know who I bet was hugely influenced by Slayer? Slipknot. I bet you. You know, all right. Growing up, I listened to a lot of rap and metal, and I still do, right? And I think a lot of people aren't really savvy to the connection and just how closely related punk, metal, and hip hop are, especially in their beginnings. Because he's rapping. When he's listing all the different ways to die here in Necrophobic, he's rapping. And his delivery is so good the way he's doing it. He's actually sounding like he's out of breath. A lot of the ways of dying he mentions are like asphyxiation, suffocation, gasping for air. So like trying to like really get it out there, get your breath out, get your words out before you suffocate or it's done. And it sounds like he's actually like just like trying to get the words out there before he suffocates and he has no more air left. I think that is fantastic delivery. That is just absolutely unique. I think it sounds absolutely wonderful here. And then the drumming, Dave Lombardo. I've heard his name. just absolutely killer. The double bass comes back heavy in this track. I love all the little stops, like brief pauses in the music, and it's not even like a full measure, a full beat of a pause. It's like a half heartbeat. And then it immediately switches pace. So I really enjoy listening to older metal like this when it has that quick breakneck crash course, turn the left corner, up there's a deer kind of quick turn. You know, I think that is so exciting, and it keeps it exciting. You hear a lot of that in modern metal too. I'm just kind of picking, but that is just so cool. These are two really, really good songs. Let's go ahead and take the next, huh? That would be Altar of Sacrifice. Let's dive. Oh, I didn't even go with the lyrics. Hey, I'm just I'm ready to riff. I'm ready to riff. All right, so piece by piece, I don't know if he's just saying like in life, one way or another, we're all gonna die, and you get out little by little, or if this is like about a serial killer, a little bit of a Dexter situation where you're being cut up and thrown into the river with some cement shoes, piece by piece. Modulistic terror, a vast sadistic feast. The only way to go is exit piece by piece. You have no choice of life or death. My face you will not see. I'll rip your flesh till there's no breath. Dismembered destiny. Can I say something? Every once in a while when reading the lyrics here, I think there's like one line in the tracks that we've heard and seen so far. There's always that one line I just think sounds cool. It sounds like a song title on its own. Dismembered Destiny? That's a song title. Bones and blood lie on the ground, rotten limbs lie dead, decapitated bodies found on my wall your head. Ned. Get it? Because Game of Thrones. You guys waiting for House of the Dragon Season 2? I'm excited. I'll send you to your maker. Confront the god you seek. A flash of red upon your chest. Safety out of reach. Modulistic terror. A vast sadistic feast. That's good. But I really like necrophobic. Strangulation, mutilation, cancer of the brain, limb dissection, which was just described, amputation from a mind deranged. I like how they threw... I mean, that really is basically a very quick callback to the previous song. Asphyxiation, suffocation, gasping for air. Explain to me the feeling after sitting in the chair. Ripping apart, severing flesh, gouging eyes, tearing limb from limb. Listen, the song, necrophobic, he's scared of death. He's describing all the ways he could die. Experimentation, slow infection, internal decay, execution, need transfusion, body rots away, and he goes on and on and on and on. Necrophobic, can't control the paranoia, scared to die. This is so good. Are you guys having a good time? This is good. Now, let's go ahead and move on into the next track, which is Altar of Sacrifice, which reminds me of Apocalyptica. No, not the band. Apocalyptico. The movie, that's a great movie. Oh, when they're being led up to the sacrifice altar, that's a tense scene. That whole movie is a great execution and tension. Let's go. What a crunchy march.
Waiting the hour destined to die here on the table of hell. I figure what I know by man, approaching the altar of death. I breathe the waiting dagger in hand, spilling the pure virgin blood. Satan slaughter ceremonial death, answer his every command. Death will come easy, just close your eyes. Dream of the friends you will see. Heavenly failure,
I like this lyrics a lot.
move on to a new form of life. After a sacrifice, curse of the damned, confronting the evil you dread. So listen to one your shadow and soul. Soon you will meet the undead.
Heard the film?
After a sacrifice, curse
I
of
love
the
that
damned,
film.
confronting the evil you dread. So listen to one your shadow and soul. Soon you will meet the undead. Enter to the realm of Satan.
The change. There it goes with that delivery again. guitar coming in from the back room saying,
A gift of powers is most minute. Use them when you feel the need. Masters the forces and powers of Satan, controlling the creatures instinct. Drawn to the castles afloat in the sky, learn to resist the temptation. Watching the angels step to the heavens, endlessly searching for
I love that guitar sound so much. Okay. All right, two things I just noticed. All right. I love that slow roll at the ending. I love that because even the way that the riff slowed down, if you listen to it, it could be like a whole new section on its own, just a little bit slowed. Ah, that was a nice kind of take your foot off the gas, no brakes, and just kind of let it drift, right? That was great. All right, I think this is hilarious. Throughout this track, Altar of Sacrifice is talking about Hail Satan and stuff, right? Great. The next song, Jesus Saves. You gotta listen. You gotta admit they got all the bases covered. Okay, I'm choking over here. Oh, Altar of Sacrifice is really, really good. You got the crunchy riffs. You got that. I like the marching lead in the beginning there with those crunchy riffs. Ba, ba, da, 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 ba, da, 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 and then right back into it, right? And then there's those little moments. There's always those little moments that draw you in. Whether it's Tom. I'm already forgetting names. I'm sorry, Tom. Yeah, Tom. Whether it's Tom having a more standard delivery in the beginning and then hopping on that second verse into that quickness, or the drums, once again, Lombardo. There's that moment there. Hold on, let me pull it back up. In the bridge, when he says, enter to the realm of Satan. Like, at that moment, the music changes for just a moment. I love how the guitar sneaks in from the back, like I said, from the back room, saying, hey, what's up, guys? And then begins it solo. And I was listening to the guitar solo here. I thought about something, because I keep on mentioning, like I said, I really like that tone, that screechy, discordant, very chaotic, high-pitched wailing kind of sound. And I was thinking about it, and you know what it reminds me of a little bit? This is a stupid side point. It's not even like revolutionary or revelationary or anything. Listening to the sound of the guitar, the tone, the way that it changes, it reminds me of when you're like an old FM AM radio and tuning and changing the channels. And listening to that sound of like the static, the like that kind of sound, doesn't the guitar solos kind of remind you of that like a little bit? I know it's a stupid point, and I'm not saying radio sounds have anything to do with like the track. It's just a side point. It's just something I thought of. Waiting the hour destined to die, here on the table of hell, a figure in white unknown by man approaching the altar of death. High priest waiting, dagger in hand, spilling the pure virgin blood. Satan's slaughter, ceremonial death, answer his every command. So you're obviously just having a little bit of a picnic going on here. And she's the main course. Death will come easy, just close your eyes, dream of your friends, you'll see. Heavenly failure, losing again, move on to a new form of life. And I love the deception, I guess you could say. Where was it? Yeah, right there. We just read it. The deception. Death will come easy. Just close your eyes. It's easy. Won't be painful at all. And then what? Dream of the friends you'll see. You get to see your friends. Like I love the little bit of deception in there. Altar of sacrifice, curse of the damned, confronting the evil you dread. Coalesce into one, your shadow and soul. Soon you will meet the undead. Then the enter the realm of Satan. Blood turning black, the change has begun. Feeling the hatred of all damned in hell. Flesh starts to burn, twist and deform. Eyes dripping blood, realization of death. Transforming of 5 toes into 2. Okay, I gotta tell you, that part, we're doing good. What are we changing into? Transforming of 5 toes to 2? What has 2 toes? A horse? A goat? Which I guess a goat is like symbolic in sacrifice and Satanism to an extent, right? With the eye and everything like that, I believe. So I guess maybe that's it. Learn the sacred words of praise, hail Satan. And then you hear the little echoes in there as well, which I thought was a nice little touch. A gift of power disposed upon you, use them when you feel the need. What's the big goat head guy? His name starts with a B. It's not Behemoth. It's not a Behelit, because that's from Berserk. It's the Baphomet. There you go. Maybe it's about transforming to Baphomet kind of thing. Power, gift of powers. Use them when you feel the need. Master the forces and powers of Satan. Controlling the creature's instinct. Drawn to the castles that float in the sky. Learn to resist the temptation. Watching the angels sift through the heavens, endlessly searching for salvation. So are they just transforming into like a demon, basically? A Baphomet of some sort? But you got some powers, so I mean, maybe it was worth it, you know? Let's move on into the next track here, which is so funny. Ending this side of the album, by the way, Jesus Saves. Listen. This is going to be the ballad on the album. This is going to be light. This is going to be acoustic. This is going to be gospel-inspired harmonies ringing out to the heavens above. Jesus Saves. I like how slow and heavy this one is. A lot of air. I like that second guitar riff that started up. Coming to the forefront. Oh, we're getting progressive in here. All right. Nine eight? Was that 9/8? Getting crashy with it. How does he go that fast? This song is so sped up. So I was wrong. My prediction was a little bit unfounded. I thought this would be light, gospel-y. Nope. It's just as heavy as the rest. Starts off a little bit interesting, huh? We even got some, I think it was 9/8 in there, because it easily and quickly changed up into something. Now let's not say proggy. Let's not go that far. Let's not do that. But it did definitely change, and I thought that was really, really cool and very welcome. The opening was really welcome as well, because the way that the rhythm started, the way that the band got into the music, it was definitely slower, a little bit more methodical with the riffage. I like how, I don't know who's doing what, but one of the guitars started with the rhythm. Then, from the back, the second guitarist came in, starting a new melody, and then that new melody came to the forefront. So I like how there was this really nice progression. There was a great setup, and I don't know how long it went on before Tom actually came in lyrically, but I like how there was time given to the instruments, given to them to kind of kickstart everything, and then Tom came in. And how does he come in, guys? Once again, I think this is the fastest he's sung on this track. I mean, even though I have the lyrics up here, I couldn't follow it. Like, I'm trying to follow, and by the time I caught up to him, he was already on the second verse while I'm still on the first. And I think that throughout this one, it's kind of, I mean, it's calling out like Christianity, hypocrisy, etc., etc. And this is what it made me think of to an extent. The way that he's calling that out, but also the way that he's delivering the music, it kind of made me think of one of those like the preachers who are like on the side of the sidewalk with a sign and they're yelling and they're kind of just like doing their thing. His delivery, not, you know, I don't think I've ever heard any of the preachers doing that like this fast or anything, but it kind of reminded me of that, I guess, in a sense, in a spirit. So maybe that's kind of what he was going for. Anyways, you go to church, you kiss the cross, you will not be, or you will be saved at any cost. You have your own reality, Christianity. You spend your life kissing butt, a trait that's grown as time has passed. You think the world will end today. You praise the Lord, that's all you say. Jesus saves, listen to you pray. You think you'll see the pearly gates when death takes you away. For all respect, you cannot lust. In an invisible man, you place your trust. Indirect dependency, eternal attempt at amnesty. He will decide who lives and dies. Depopulate satanic rise. You will be an accessory in irreverence and blasphemy. So you know what? I don't think that this is necessarily an atheistic point of view in his lyrics. I think, like I said, he's just saying like, yeah, y'all are crazy. Like, it's like he's saying some people are crazy. I'm trying to skirt around without being like, don't come at me. He's the one writing the lyrics here. Because he says in here, irreverence and blasphemy. Like, to me, that's saying like, he may have an idea of God. He may be a Christian, but he's calling out hypocritical people. That's at least what I'm kind of reading in the lyrics here. Actually, hold on. Let me see if there might be a page on this one. Hold on. I might have something for you. Never mind. I don't think I do. Nope, I lied. I thought I had an article or like a little something to share, like a fact, but I do not. Let's move on into the second side of the album. And before I do, you guys know I like to do a viewership check, a viewership check, an analytical spotlight, see who's here, who's not, see who's still watching the channel at this exact moment. So, why haven't you checked out Blood Ceremony? If you're still here, I need a reason. Maybe it's because you're watching this video, and that's okay. I appreciate it. Stay here after, though. Go ahead and check them out. Let's go ahead and move on into the next track, the next side. We're going to start off with Criminally Insane. Didn't know you could be arrested for going crazy. Let's go. I love the echo on it. I like the extra kick to start up the riff. And a little change there. That's starting off on the wrong foot.
And I will follow all my victims know tomorrow. Make it fast through time of sorrow. On this trail, I'll make you follow. What for the clean state? Stand back for life, I must remain. Half the children led me to a grave. To try again, I have no other way.
I like that little ascension. I really like that riff, that rhythmic ascension there, while we got the solo on top. And a slowdown? I'll take it. This. The twin guitars?
About what have I done? I have yet only just begun.
Okay, really quick, because I want to get to the next track too. I love the intro. Love how we just start off with Dave. Little bit of ride, little bit of big kick, and a pop on the snare with a nice echo, right? And I like how we stay in that emptiness for a while, and then it's a single extra kick that begins to the riff. And when the rhythm comes in at the beginning, it keeps on changing. Like I don't know. There's a word for it. Is it transposing? Maybe. Is that what it's called? Like when you take the beat, but you kind of change where certain things are a little bit. I don't know. There's a word for it. I just can't remember outside my head. But I really like how the band does that right there. That's like a great little intro. Then we get into the usual stuff, right? But the guitar solo, once again, the bouncing back and forth. Let's use names. Kerry King and Jeff Hanneman. The bouncing back and forth between the rhythm, lead, solo, lead, back and forth. The doubling up on that rhythm to make that heavy moment about halfway through or so that much heavier. Slow it all down. Bring it down. Here you go on the ground. Like, that is just excellent work. I think that is really nice, really intricate. Lyrics on this one. Night will come and I will follow. For all my victims know tomorrow. Make it fast. Your time of sorrow. On his trail, I'll make you follow. Quarters for the criminally insane. The sentence read, for life I must remain. The path I chose has led me to my grave. To try again, I'd have no other way. I mean, this is clearly just talking about someone who's criminally insane. They've been arrested. They've been caught for whatever they've done, which it seems, I would assume murder. Quarters for the criminally insane. Escape for me has fast become a game. Soon to be, I'll leave without a trace endangered species and the human race. Branded in pain, marked criminally insane, locked away and kept restrained. Disapprobation, but what have I done? I need to figure out what that word means. Let's go ahead and do that. I have only yet just begun to take all of your filthy lives. Let's see. Disapprobation. Strong disapproval, typically on moral grounds. Okay, there you go. So strong disapproval. And that's why he says, but what have I done? He's criminally insane. He doesn't even realize it. Now, let's move on to the next track here, which is going to be Reborn. Oh, let's go. There you go. There he goes again.
You think by killing me tonight, my powers will not rise. There'll be nowhere for you to run when hatred comes to life. Condemn to feel the prophecy, allowing no first born. Divide them over declaration, leave you ripped and torn.
Ripped and torn, isn't that from Doom? There you go. That was a really great held note. That was good. Super quick on Reborn. Super quick. Really enjoy his delivery once again, duh. The ending held note sounded great. The rhythm and lead guitar, awesome. This song, I don't want to call it filler on a 28-minute album. I don't want to go that far, and I don't want to say that it's filler. However, I do think it's a bit okay at this point in the album. We've heard some great tracks. The band has a little bit of a homogeneous sound at this point, and I think this one just sounds, within this album and within this sphere of their creation, it sounds a little bit generic. There's nothing that stands out as much as all the previous tracks. But at the same time, it's hard. It's fast, and it gets the job done. Lyrics on this one: convicted witch, my life will end at midnight on the stake. My dedicated life was spent insubordinate. Secured by lock inside a cell in prison for no crime, these shackles will be useless when your life is out of time. Incantation spell gone by, I'll see life again. My deals were made eternally, I signed the book of red. My rage will be unleashed again, burning the next morn. Death means nothing, there's no end, I will be reborn. So obviously this is about a witch trial, a witch that's been falsely accused, and yet at the same time, the witch do be making some spells and signing some books of red and making some deals eternal. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm just saying. Let's move on to the next track here, which is Epidemic. Let's go. Now that's drumming.
Breathe fast in poverty. Infections driving dormancy. Inside your conscience start to mate.
I like that quick biting aggression in the verse.
Waiting to unfold. Raging out control. Adapt the potency. Death machine and that's my cause to be. Eulogies of agony. Test your body chemistry.
See that riff on top?
Perception of the inner throne. Ambition quickly overrides. Malicious domineering strike. Blood your veins commit full death. Deteriorate to make us men. Perpetual demise. On the fast decline. Killing tendency. Epidemic. Permanent disease.
I like the way he says that as well. There's something catchy about the way he says it. There you go. It's happening.
Incapacitate. Fall into your fate. Pain results in screams. Bleed eternally. It will pass before it can be cured.
There you go. The speed up again. Man, Dave's drumming is just absolutely killer in the beginning and the ending. Sorry, not just yet. Dave's drumming is killer in the beginning and the ending. That is fantastic stuff. So I don't know anything about Slayer, right? So a lot of you guys are going to know a lot more about the band than I am. As a matter of fact, a lot of you guys are going to know more about music in general than I do. So with Slayer, because they have two guitarists and you constantly hear one guitarist riffing rhythmically in the back and then another taking lead, whoever that may be, I love them both. Is that something that's characteristic of Slayer? Like, is that one of their main features, or is that just something that you hear a lot in thrash metal in general? I don't know. I'm not familiar. Because I really find that a kind of trademark part of their sound that I'm listening to. Because every time I'm listening to the riffs, like, yeah, I'm hearing it. Sounds great. And I'm listening to it, but there's always that alternate rhythmic riff in the back besides the lead. And I really enjoy that kind of duality that the band plays with there. And it's not like the two guitars are always doubling up on each other, you know, treading the same road or whatever. They're sometimes, a lot of times actually, stepping off into their own lanes, but at the same time heading in the same direction. And I think that sounds really, really good. It brings the intensity level to a new level with their sound. It doesn't sound so samey. It actually brings a nice diversity just within that drive there. I think that sounds wonderful. Obviously, the way that they play with the tempo, stopping and starting, bringing it back, then the ending, speeding it up. It all sounds fantastic. And of course, the solo there. It's a good time. Lyrics on this one. Breeding fast in poverty, infectious, driving, dormant seed. Inside your carcass, start to mate, left in charge to dominate. So I think this is about the Black Plague. Waiting to unfold, raging uncontrolled, adaptive potency, death machine, infest my corpse to be. It's talking about some disease, an epidemic, as it says, starting and growing inside of people and then spreading, killing, spreading more, killing. Unyielding kings of agony, test your body chemistry. Pulmonary overthrow. See, once again, there's just one of those lines. Pulmonary overthrow? Who describes a heart attack or keeling over like that? Possession of your inner throne. Infections quickly override. Malicious domineering strike. Floods your veins. Commit slow death. Deteriorate. Your maker's met. And then at the end, years will pass before it can be cured. It's good stuff. And after you're dying from this disease, this epidemic, moving into the next track, post-mortem. That's such a crispy ride that he's using there. That's so nice.
Feel hell from the pressure of man. Holds the key to his own death. Entered into marvel culture can see.
See, I love this kind of mid-tempo heaviness.
Lifting away debris of hated life. Cold touch of death begins to chill your spine. Seeking life beyond your perishment. Repeating words echoing through your mind.
I love that little kick beat that he has at the end of that measure.
Shouting lines of blind witchery to save yourself from extinction. Wanting to die
a nice
is
guitar,
a
though.
reason to live. New life born from the oppressed. Taste your blood as it trickles through the air. Another casualty beyond the shadows you fall. Losing ground the fate you feel draws near. Fatality, reality, await the final game.
I think it's really cool how he doesn't use that high pitch every time. He doesn't go to that shriek so much. Oh, this song's a jam. This song's really good. They turned it and twisted it around.
Nothing holds stops that's behind it. Scouts within my mind commits tearing at my sanity. Vessels in my brain carry death unto my back. Coming down with me forever, share sanity. Do you wanna die? The waves of glitter rushing near, pounding at the walls of life, turning out my sanity. Reaching back to see my mind, now rising mine from the grave, showing new reality. What I am, what I want, I'm only after death.
That was good. That was good. That was really funny. I like that. And there's your transition. I let it play a little bit. Okay. All right. I really want to say, first of all, that's one of my favorite tracks on the album, Postmortem. Come on now. Wonderful. I love the ending line here. What I am, what I want, I'm only after death. Postmortem, after death. It's like the ending to a riddle. That's funny. That's hilarious. That's really good. Why is this one of my favorite tracks already? Because I love the pacing of it. So hear me out, okay? This is just me and my preference when it comes to harder music, rock, metal, etc., etc. I love slow, to mid-tempo heaviness. Doom metal, some death metal, some core, stuff like that. I love slow and heavy. Like that is me. This with Slayer is complete opposite most of the time, right? It is faster. It's baka 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 baka. But you know what? I'm enjoying it. I like it, especially because of the diversity of sound that they have within those bounds. This track is more mid-tempo pretty much most of the way through, except for the ending. And the ending is used as this kind of cataclysm to the music that came before it. And how good did it sound before? I like how slower paced it is. I like how it's heavy, but not so much. There's a little bit of catchiness to it, I would even argue. And vocally, I'm still very, very impressed by Tom's vocals and just his delivery, because I don't know how he's able to just spit fire that quickly in his delivery and sound so good. It's not like he's singing, it's a different vocal technique, but it sounds so right and perfect for the music that's being played. I like how the drums from Dave are restrained a lot of times here, but of course unrestrained at others. The guitars are nice and heavy, hitting you right where you want it, right in the jaw or somewhere else, your funny bone. But don't laugh at it, because it's coming for you. This is just a really good track, and that ending transition was really nice into Raining Blood. Like I said, I've heard Raining Blood, so I know that track, and that's the only one I know from Slayer. But I never realized, obviously, that transitional aspect to it. I think that that's really cool, the way that thunder kind of broke the clouds, and we got into it. Anyways. Funeral held for the depression of man holds the key to his own death. Entering a tomb of a corpse yet conceived, tighten the tourniquet around your neck. Sifting away the debris of hated life, cold touch of death begins to chill your spine. Seeking life beyond your perishment, repeating words echoing through your mind. Chancing lines of blind witchery to save yourself from extinction. Wanting to die is your reason to live. New life born from the oppressed. Taste your blood as it trickles through the air, another casualty beyond the shadows you fall. Losing ground, the fate you feel draws near. Fatality, reality, await the final call. I mean, it's just describing death. It is just describing someone dying, basically, as far as I can tell. And then, like I said, the ending. What am I? Coming to the first person, perspective. What am I? I'm only after death. So this is the personification of post-mortem, in a sense. I think that is really cool. Can I tell you, sometimes doing an album listen, as much as I love it, I get tired of talking sometimes. So, for that fact, let's go ahead and let the final track play, The Raining Blood. I get a little bit of a break for 4 minutes. It's a long one, but we're going to go through it. We're going to settle down. So let's go ahead and listen to Raining Blood. We will talk about it after. Let me get that transition for you, though, one more time. Let me get to the ending of Postmortem. Let's catch that transition one more time. Crack in the sky. That's a great transition. This song sets a tone. There's the other guitar coming in and doubling it. I love the addition of the crashes in the midst of that. And then this little break. She's busy.
Trapped in purgatory, I love this object alive, awaiting reprisal. Death will be their acquiescence. Sky is turning red. Return to power, draws near. Fall to me, the sky scripts in tears. Abolish the rules made of stone.
It's like running through Daisy Field. Back to hell.
Pierced from below, so
Double guitar.
Awaiting the hour of reprisal. No time slips away.
It's the breakdown. So good.
Raining blood from a lacerated sky. Bleeding
Great
into
line.
creating my structure. Now I shall rain in blood.
That speed up. Like the guitars are just going without a care. It's just a maelstrom of manic. And that, my friends, that is the end. Slayer, Rain in Blood. Did you enjoy it? Did you have a good time? Did you have your umbrella handy? Hope you did. Okay, so obviously Rain in Blood is one of, if not Slayer's most popular track. Do you think that it overshadows the album a little bit? I mean, obviously, if anything, it ends the album in a high mark, like, no doubt. Do you think that it overshadows the rest of the album? I think it nearly does. Like, it's arguably one, like, the best track on the album, arguably, right? It almost overshadows the rest of the tracks, but I don't think it quite does. It actually kind of feels like a really nice send-off and a really nice closure to the album. Kind of hitting you a really, really high quality at this point in the album and in the game so far. I think that that's wonderful. I think that's a brave choice to put it at the back and not at the front. I don't know, maybe we might find out why they did that or why the placement is why it was. Which, by the way, I think that's an underrated aspect of albums and stuff like that. I would love to know how an artist approaches track listing. I think that's incredibly underrated and something that should be talked about a little bit more, whether with the artists in interviews and such like that. I just think that there's a special art and care to that as well. Anyways, Rain in Blood. Coming off the thunder, you have that monster, that slicing riff that cuts through. Dun dun dun. Obviously, I'm sounding wimpy as I do it, but that is just such a powerful maneuver with that riff. I really enjoy that. Who doesn't is a great lead, right? And the way that it starts off slow, powerful, moody, and then we get into that breakneck pace. The speed hits you hard. The bouncing back and forth, the drums from Dave, bum, bum, bum. That constant kind of thumping and pounding reminder that something is lurking around the corner, that there's doom, that there's gloom heading our way. I think that that's fantastic. And what I think is really cool is with that riff, of course you hear one guitar, like I said. I don't know if it's just something with Slayer, but one guitar leads and then second guitar comes in on top of that, making it that much more powerful. You get that especially in the second verse, this time with Tom on the vocals there. But what I found really fascinating and really cool is I'm assuming that they're both soloing at that same time in that very stormy, chaotic maelstrom, right? It sounds to me like they're both soloing, but just sowing seeds of discord and distress all over. It's almost incomprehensible. It's incredibly hard to follow, and I'd be interested to kind of see live the two guitarists playing those solos together, because it sounds just so hard to keep track of, almost like they don't mix. But at the same time, they do make it mix, and they do a great job of bringing it back in as Dave reins in the drums and pulls everybody back in for that final cut. And speaking of cut, the song just cuts off. It's just over, and you're just left in the remains of this rain. Kind of like after Kenshin's first kill. Where are my anime fans at? Okay, anyways, trapped in purgatory, a lifeless object alive. Awaiting reprisal, death will be their acquittance. The sky is turning red, return to power draws near, fall into me, the sky's crimson tears. Abolish the rules made of stone. Peers from below, souls of my treacherous past, betrayed by many now ornaments dripping above. Awaiting the hour of reprisal, your time slips away. Which that's when he gets in da-da, 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 da-da. And that breakdown, come on, right? You saw me. So I'm not sure what the song's about. But here's what I'm kind of gathering. Rain, precipitation, the water cycle. What is down goes up, comes down. So in the same sense, raining blood. For blood to be in the sky, raining down, it had to start from here. It had to start from the bottom, from the ground, from earth. And from killings, death, murders, all the things that we've talked about throughout this album, that is the blood that goes up. And in a sense, that's what it's returned to us. I'm sure there's something deeper than what I'm talking about, but that's kind of what I'm kind of thinking when I see that the song title and looking at the lyrics here. It says here that obviously it's one of their most popular songs, blah blah blah. Ferris said, DX Ferris said that when Hanneman wrote the song, he envisioned a scene from a dark street or bloody back alley, and later went on to say that the song described a banished soul awakened and hungry for vengeance. So you could get a little bit of the water cycle / blood cycle from there. If it's a banished soul awakened and hungry for vengeance. Vengeance for what? Let's just play a game. Let's just play a little role play. Maybe it was someone that was murdered, and their soul was sent up to the sky. Their blood remains. Water cycle, blood, sky, going up. Now it's coming back down for vengeance. Hanneman explained that it's about a guy who's in purgatory because he was cast out of heaven. He's waiting for revenge and wants to F that place up. And then the rest of the song describes what happens there. I think that sounds absolutely wonderful. Oh yeah, and I forgot that Tori Amos had covered this track, which I think is just so funny. Anyways, guys, happy Halloween. Hope that you enjoyed this album listen as part of the celebration. Favorite tracks on here? Can I tell you that Postmortem is really, really strong alongside with Necrophobic and Altar of Sacrifice, Raining Blood, Angel of Death. I named like 5 songs. Just with a little bit of recency bias, Postmortem is really, really good. I may say my favorite. I have to give a second listen to Necrophobic and Altar of Sacrifice. But I think Postmortem and Raining Blood may be the 2 strongest tracks on here. I don't know. That's where I'm kind of leaning right now. That's what I'm kind of feeling at the moment. But yeah, fantastic album. Hope that you guys enjoyed it with me. Hope you enjoyed being here. Of course, you're more than welcome to do so many things. Oh my God. If you got to this point and you haven't pressed the subscribe button, like, come on, like, or the like button, maybe you subscribe but you didn't like it, please just press that button. You can support what I do over on Patreon. You don't have to, but it definitely helps me. For as little as $2 a month, you can support me over there in what I do. And yeah, don't forget to check out Blood Ceremony, because you're going to like them. you're going to like them. I'm promising you that. So anyways, seriously appreciate you guys being here. Hope you have a great rest of your day. And I'm going to go ahead and end the video now. So this is going to be one of them awkward goodbyes. Goodbye.